There's a tennis academy in Russia where coaches haven't won a major championship in decades, yet their students win more Grand Slams than players from Yale or Stanford. There's a music school in Meadowmount, upstate New York, that's produced more elite musicians per student than Juilliard. There's a soccer hotbed in Brazil that churns out world-class players year after year. The question isn't why these places are lucky. The question is what they are doing differently. And Daniel Coyle spent 2 years chasing that answer. Today we're breaking down the talent code by Daniel Coyle. Let's get into it. Takeaway 1. Myelin is the biological basis of skill. It's a white fatty substance that wraps around nerve fibers in your brain. The more myelin coating a neural circuit, the faster and more efficient that circuit becomes. Skills aren't stored in your muscles. They're stored in myelin. They're literally built into your nervous system. Here's the thing. Myelin doesn't grow by thinking about a skill. It grows by practicing a skill. And not just any practice, it grows through specific, uncomfortable practice that forces you to confront what you can't do yet. When you practice something that's hard, something that makes you fail, your brain sends signals that trigger myelin growth. The more you practice at the edge of your ability, the thicker the myelin coating becomes, and the faster your neural circuits fire. This explains why some people get better so fast and others plateau. The fast improvers are practicing in ways that trigger myelin growth. The plateau stayers are practicing in ways that don't. Your action step: identify one skill you want to get dramatically better at. This week, practice it in a way that makes you fail regularly. Don't practice the parts you're already good at. Practice the parts that expose what you can't do yet. That discomfort is the signal that myelin is growing. Takeaway 2. Deep practice is practicing at the edge of your ability, with full focus, with immediate feedback. It's the opposite of comfortable, repeating practice. It's uncomfortable, challenging, specific practice. The tennis academy in Russia doesn't have fancy courts, doesn't have million-dollar coaching facilities. What they have is a coaching culture obsessed with finding exactly what each player can't do yet and making them practice that relentlessly. A player struggles with backhand slice. The coach doesn't say keep practicing your slice. The coach designs drills that force the player into situations where the slice is the only option. The player fails over and over. Then slowly, the slice stops being a problem. The neural circuits have been rebuilt. Deep practice is the difference between playing a song 100 times and getting 1% better, or playing a song 10 times and getting 10% better. It's all about where your attention is focused and whether you're practicing at the edge. Your action step: this week, redesign how you practice one skill. Instead of repeating what you're comfortable with, create drills that force you into situations where you fail. Seek the failure. That's where myelin grows. Takeaway 3. Ignition is the moment someone decides they're going to be great, not the moment they're born talented, not the moment they get lucky, the moment something or someone flips a switch inside them and they stop settling for okay. Coyle tells the story of a tennis coach in Moscow watching his daughter play. She was losing badly. A parent yelled at her from the sideline. In that moment, the coach saw her make a decision. She was done being casual. She was going to work. From that day on, she trained differently. She practiced differently. She won. The thing about ignition is it's usually not a slow build. It's a moment. It's seeing someone who looks like you achieve something you didn't think was possible. It's being challenged in a way that activates your pride. It's realizing that okay isn't enough anymore. Ignition is deeply personal. What ignites one person leaves another cold. A kid is watching videos of a player they admire. A moment. Ignition. From that day forward, everything changes. Your action step: think about the moments in your life when you decided to level up. What was the moment? What triggered it? Now, deliberately create that moment for someone else. Show them what's possible. That moment you create could be someone's ignition. Takeaway 4. The thing most people get wrong about talent is they think it's genetic. They think you're born with it. Coyle's research shows something radically different. Talent is built. It's built through myelin growth. It's built through deep practice. And it starts with ignition. The hotbed of talent isn't created by selecting genetically gifted kids and training them well. It's created by a culture that triggers ignition broadly, then develops everyone through deep practice. Brazil doesn't produce great soccer players because the genes are better. Brazil produces great soccer players because soccer is everywhere. Every kid plays. Every kid sees players who look like them being great. The culture triggers ignition in thousands of kids, and then the deep practice environment develops the ones who catch the fire. The implication is enormous. Talent isn't something you either have or don't have. Talent is something you build, and the building process is available to anyone willing to do the work. Your action step. Stop telling yourself you're not talented at something. That story is a lie. Instead, ask, have I triggered ignition yet? Am I practicing at the edge? Am I in an environment where I'm getting feedback? If the answer to any of these is no, that's not a talent problem. That's a practice environment problem. Takeaway 5. Signals are the environmental cues that tell you what matters and what's worth pursuing. A signal says, this is valued here. This is worth practicing. This is what excellence looks like. The music hotbed at Meadowmount sends signals constantly. Kids hear the students ahead of them playing at incredibly high levels. Every day, they're surrounded by signal. This is what you're building toward. This is what's possible. This is what matters. The Russian Tennis Academy sends signals through competition, through coaching intensity, through the visible success of past students. A kid walks in and the signal is instant. You're in a place where tennis is taken seriously, where improvement is expected, where the bar is high. Without signals, kids don't know what they're building toward. They practice and avoid. But when signals are clear, practice gets direction. Ignition is more likely. Deep practice becomes purposeful. Your action step. What signals is your environment sending you? Are they pointing you toward growth or away from it? If the signals are weak, you need to change your environment or create new ones. Spend time around people who are further along. Let their example be the signal you need. Takeaway 6. Master coaching is the fourth ingredient that makes hotbeds work. A master coach isn't just someone who knows the sport. A master coach is someone who can see exactly where a student is stuck and design the perfect practice to unstick them. The coach at the Russian Tennis Academy doesn't teach from a script. The coach watches, notices, designs. This player struggles with footwork. Design drills that force footwork improvement. This player has a mental block. Design situations that build confidence. Every drill is custom designed to address the specific barrier. Master coaches also understand how to trigger deep practice without crushing motivation. They find the edge between too hard, where students give up, and too easy, where students don't grow. They hold that edge, and they provide feedback that's immediate and specific, not good job or you're not improving. Feedback like, your weight shifted too late. On the next rep, watch the ball longer before you move. That kind of feedback tells the nervous system exactly what to adjust. Your action step. Find a coach or mentor in an area where you want to improve dramatically. Not someone who knows the sport. Someone who has a track record of developing students quickly. Watch how they give feedback. Notice how specific it is. Notice how they design practice. Takeaway 7. Myelin pruning is what happens when you stop practicing something. Myelin doesn't stay forever. If you stop using a skill, myelin shrinks away. The neural circuits that were built through practice start to dissolve. This is why you can't take a 5-year break from piano and expect to jump back in at the level you left off. The myelin that was built through those years of practice has partially dissolved. You're not back to square one, but you're not where you were. This applies to everything. A skill you don't use regularly starts to degrade, not dramatically but noticeably. Your brain is ruthlessly efficient. It's pruning circuits you're not using so it can build new ones. The implication is clear. The skills you want to keep sharp are the skills you need to practice continuously. Not once a week. Continuously. Daily if they matter that much. Your action step. What skills have you let atrophy? What did you used to be good at that you haven't practiced in a year or more? Pick one. Spend the next month getting back into it. You'll be shocked how fast the myelin rebuilds once you return to deep practice. Takeaway 8. Environmental poverty is the opposite of a talent hotbed. It's a place where signals are weak, deep practice is rare, coaches are unavailable, and ignition never happens. The kid has the same potential as a kid in Brazil or Russia, but the environment crushes that potential before it ever gets expressed. Coyle visits places with all the resources in the world, nice facilities, plenty of coaching, wealthy families, but the culture isn't built around development. Teachers tell kids they are either talented or they're not. Coaching is generic. Ignition is left to chance. Meanwhile, kids in hotbeds with fewer resources are developing faster because the environment is built right. The signals are clear. The practice is deep. The coaching is masterful. Ignition happens naturally. Your action step: evaluate the environments where you spend time. Work, home, community. Are they sending signals that growth is possible? Are they encouraging deep practice or comfortable repetition? Are mentors available and generous? If not, you might need to change environments or create new ones that trigger growth. Takeaway 9. The culture of the hotbed is obsessed with improving, not with excuses. There's a phrase Coyle hears everywhere: not yet. A student plays and it's not good enough. The response isn't "you're not talented at this." It's "you're not good at this yet." This simple shift changes everything. It moves the focus from fixed ability to the practice required. It sends the signal that improvement is always possible. It doesn't deny present struggle. It just denies that struggle is permanent. This becomes the culture. Everyone is improving. Everyone is working hard. Everyone is a student. There's no status in being naturally gifted. There's status in improving faster than anyone else. Your action step: change your self-talk this week. Wherever you catch yourself saying, "I'm not good at this," replace it with "I'm not good at this yet." Notice how that shifts your relationship to struggle. Notice how it opens up the possibility of practice. Takeaway 10. The biggest takeaway from the talent code is that exceptional ability is not rare. Talent is not gifted to the chosen few. Exceptional ability is the normal result of doing the right things in the right way. The hotbeds around the world prove it. Put a kid in an environment with clear ignition triggers, master coaching, deep practice opportunity, and strong signals about what matters, and that kid will develop fast. It's not magic. It's not luck. It's repeatable. This means the question isn't whether you're talented. The question is whether you're in the right environment and whether you're willing to practice deeply. Are you getting signals about what's possible? Are you triggered to care? Are you practicing at the edge with feedback? Are you around coaches who can see exactly where you're stuck? If the answer to those questions is no, don't assume you lack talent. Assume you need a new environment. Because talent, according to Coyle, is built. And the building process works for everyone. Your action step: design your own talent hotbed. Identify something you want to become exceptional at. Now put the ingredients in place. Find coaching. Create signals. Design deep practice drills. Trigger your own ignition. You have everything you need to build exceptional ability. You just need the environment that makes it possible. That's the talent code. Talent is built, not gifted. And the building happens through deep practice, guided by great coaching in environments that value improvement. Subscribe for weekly breakdowns of books that change how you work and lead.